Hello, welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the day. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. On February 4th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham met with Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia, Nikol Pashinyan, in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates.
The sides welcomed the progress achieved in the implementation of the outcomes of the Washington Peace Summit hosted and witnessed by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. They noted the importance of maintaining the positive momentum in advancing the normalization process between Armenia and Azerbaijan on a bilateral basis. The sides acknowledged that both societies are witnessing real benefits of peace on the ground. They expressed satisfaction with the start of bilateral trade and ongoing export of oil products from Azerbaijan to Armenia, as well as the transit of grain and other goods from third countries to Armenia through the territory of Azerbaijan. The sides agreed to further explore opportunities to expand bilateral trade and economic cooperation. They also welcomed reciprocal visits by civil society representatives and concurred on the need to broaden confidence-building measures. President Ilham and Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan discussed the implementation of troop and other connectivity projects. The President of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of Armenia reaffirmed their readiness to continue working toward the further strengthening of peace and stability between their countries and agreed to maintain contacts in support of the bilateral normalization process.
The awarding ceremony of the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity was held in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham attended the event. The ceremony began with the playing of the national anthem of the United Arab Emirates. A video dedicated to the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity was screened.
من واجبنا أن نعمل المستحيل ونعمل الغريب ونحدث الأشياء التي تفرح الإنسان.
Mohammed Abdul Salam, Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Elders, then delivered an address.
What makes the honorees of the Zayed
عظيمة لنستكشف الخير الذي يتواجد في كل مكان من هذه البقاع حول العالم.
La force de rayonnement de personnes ordinaires.
باختيار النماذج التي تستحق التكريم. هذه النماذج يجب أن تكون قدوة للشباب أو للناس سواء في الغرب أو في الشرق. Congratulatory video messages to the laureates of the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity were presented by President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif, President of the Kyrgyz Republic, Sadr Japarov, President of the Republic of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun, First Lady of Turkey, Emine Erdogan, and King Abdullah II of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. President Ilham delivered a speech at the ceremony.
We need to agree who will be speaking first.
Your Highness, Mr. President of United Arab
Emirates, my dear brother, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, members of the judging committee, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the judging committee for this award. It's a great honor for me to receive an award which bears the name of the founder of UAE, late Sheikh Zayed, the great leader whose vision and actions transformed UAE into one of the most prosperous and successful countries of the world. My dear brother Sheikh Mohammed continues the policy of his father in development, in progress, in continued modernization. Today, UAE is really an example for many countries how to transform the country, how to build a society which lives in peace, in harmony, which is deeply connected to its historical roots, but at the same time looks to the future. I'd like to express gratitude to His Eminence, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayeb, and His Holiness Pope Leo for their contribution to the interreligious dialogue and their efforts to bring civilizations close to each other. I also express gratitude to all the colleagues who addressed their kind messages to this ceremony, once again underlining the importance of peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia, not only for our two countries, but for the broader region. We were at war for more than 30 years. Now we live in peace for 6 months. As I said many times, we are learning. Learning to live in peace, I can tell you it's a special feeling. We never lived in peace since we became independent. And we are learning fast. So last 6 months since the historical summit in Washington, hosted by US President Donald Trump, was the months of partnership, cooperation, and movement towards long-lasting and eternal peace. I'd like also to express gratitude to President of the United States, Donald Trump, for his contribution to peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia. He hosted a trilateral summit on 8 August 2025, which resulted in initialing of peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan and signing the joint declaration, and President Trump also signed it as a witness, thus putting an end to a long-lasting, 3-decade-plus, bloody, deadly conflict. These 6 months, as I said, were very important for development of our relations. We not only lifted the restrictions on cargo transportation through Azerbaijan to Armenia, but also started to export oil products to Armenia. In other words, in these 6 months, we started cooperation. We are now increasing our trade relationship. And this morning I met my Armenian colleague and we discussed how to move forward. And definitely today's award ceremony, an appreciation of our efforts by this distinguished judging committee and all our friends is very encouraging. I think that our example should be learned and taken as a roadmap for those who are still at war. Our example demonstrates that peace is possible despite long-lasting conflict, despite sufferings, and despite mutual untrust. Peace is possible when there is a strong political will from both sides and when this process is supported by friendly countries and by the international community. And my last point about this award ceremony here in Abu Dhabi, I think it is symbolic because the last round of negotiations between Armenia and Azerbaijan took place here last July, just a month before historical summit in Washington. So here in Abu Dhabi, with the support of our brother, Sheikh Mohammed, we came to a final agreement to establish peace and then formalized it in Washington. So this symbolism today is in the air. And once again, I'd like to express gratitude to all those who made a decision to award us with this distinguished and prestigious award, and to all those who helped us to reach peace. Thank you very much.
This was followed by an address from Prime Minister of Armenia Nikol Pashinyan, saying that he could not imagine that such a prestigious award would be granted to the leaders of Azerbaijan and Armenia. He added that this very award once more time served as a testimony to the fact that the conflict was a remnant of the past. He assessed this award as an act of support rendered by the international community to both countries. Prime Minister Pashinyan added that this decision by the prominent members of the jury will further contribute to the strengthening of peace in the region. He noted that the efforts would continue to secure tranquility between the two people. Prime Minister Pashinyan once more time expresses gratitude to the U.S. President Donald Trump for his contribution to the peace agreement and for sparing no efforts in this direction. He also thanked President of the United Arab Emirates for this award and expressed his gratitude to the participants of the event. Zarga Yaftali, Afghan women's rights activist and researcher and another laureate of the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity, also spoke at the event. Nabil Gaddoumi addressed the ceremony on behalf of the Palestinian organization Ta'awun. President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan subsequently presented the Zayed Award for Human Fraternity to the laureates.
Pope Leo XIV and Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Ahmed Al-Tayyib, congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the occasion of receiving Zayed Award for Human Fraternity. In his letter, the Bishop of Rome, Pope Leo XIV, states that today the need for this fraternity is not a distant ideal, but an urgent necessity. The message states that President Ilham Aliyev and others as laureates of Zayed Award for Human Fraternity, by choosing the demanding path of solidarity over the easy path of indifference, demonstrated that even the most deep-seated divisions can be healed through concrete action. Their work bears witness to the conviction that the light of fraternity can prevail over the darkness of fratricide, the letter emphasizes. In his letter, Ahmed Al-Tayyib, chair of the Council of Elders and Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, extended his congratulations to the President of Azerbaijan, who was deemed worthy of the award, expressing his appreciation for and recognition of the historic peace agreement between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Armenia. The Grand Imam added that the head of state had proven that humane dialogue and sincere intentions were capable of turning long pages of conflict, opening new horizons for coexistence, and presenting an inspiring model for peace building at a time when the world is in urgent need of such examples. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a budget to end a partial government shutdown. The deal passed the U.S. House of Representatives in a 217-214 vote early in the day. The package cleared the Senate last Friday. It should be noted that the U.S. Senate approved a bill on government funding on January 31st. but the inability of the House of Representatives to put the bill to vote immediately made a shutdown of federal agencies for several days imminent. NATO has started military planning for an Arctic Sentry mission, envisaging the strengthening of the existence of the alliance in the Arctic and around Greenland, said spokesperson for the Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers Europe. The move comes against the backdrop of the warnings made by Russia of the possible deployment of the US missile defense systems in Greenland. The official Moscow said that they can take countermeasures against the step. Danish Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen assessed the planning of the mission as an important step. He said it is crucial to work together with NATO allies to increase security in the Arctic and the North Atlantic. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.